Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to Fall Conference. It's good to see everybody here. I'm Gary Laver, Chair of the Academic Senate, and it's my privilege to be with you today and serve as Master of Ceremonies.
Welcome everybody. I'm Joy Sullivan, the ASI President, and I'm delighted to serve as Master of Ceremonies with Dr. Laver. I would like to begin by introducing some members of the audience. Would each of you please stand when I call your name? And I will ask that the audience please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Betsy Kinsley, Chief of Staff. Bradford Anderson, Interim Vice President of Research and Economic Development. Phil Bailey, Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics. Scott Dawson, our new Dean of the Orfalea College of Business. Doug Epperson, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. Deborah Larson, Dean of the College of Engineering. Michael Miller, Vice Provost for Information Services and Chief Information Officer. Christine Theodoropoulos, Dean of the College of Architecture and Environmental Design. Andrew Thulin, Dean of the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences. Dean Wendt, Dean of Sponsored Research. And Linda Dalton, Interim University Planning Officer. Please join me in welcoming. Also in the audience are several other distinguished guests, our faculty and staff honorees, who will be introduced throughout the program. Additionally, there are several distinguished community members in attendance, whom President Armstrong will recognize a little later in the program. I would like to share some personal remarks with you, after which I will turn it over to Dr. Laver for his remarks. When I walked into my very first class at Cal Poly, I was met by a professor who would quickly become a friend. Through what I'm sure seemed like a never-ending stream of emails, she answered every single one of my incessant questions about Cal Poly, my classes, and my future prospects in the field of political science. She went above and beyond ensuring that I transitioned successfully into the Cal Poly community, both in and out of the classroom. She was the one who pointed me to ASI my very first quarter at Cal Poly, and it is because of her that I get to stand up here today. Dr. Annika Leithner helped to define my Cal Poly experience by setting me on a journey that unlocked my passions and gave me opportunities that far exceeded anything I could have imagined. Now, this past year, I was involved in a myriad of organizations within the College of Liberal Arts, putting me in the dean's office quite often. And every time I walked in that door, whether it was a good day or a bad day, I always knew that I would be met by a smiling face full of genuine care from the administrative coordinator for advancement, Lynn Ricards. I could always count on Lynn to lift my spirits, and she became someone I could always rely on and a true friend. Now, just a few days ago, as I walked my normal morning route from the parking garage to the University Union, I came across a gentleman who I've seen almost every day for at least the last 6 months. This man's work impacts every single person that steps foot on this campus. But he's not an administrator, a professor, or an advisor. He works in maintenance. Every time I've seen him, he has been tending to the flowers and plants, maintaining walkways, and ensuring that the grounds are well kept and beautiful for all to enjoy. This past Friday, I finally met Mark, the man that many, particularly students, forget to recognize and thank for ensuring that Cal Poly remains a beautiful place to attend college. Now, this speech isn't about me and my Cal Poly journey. It's about the Dr. Leithners and the Lynn Ricards and the Marks, who together make the Cal Poly experience everything a student could ever imagine. Every college has these kinds of professors. Every department has these kinds of staff members. And every division of this university has these kinds of committed individuals who give of themselves day in and day out for the betterment of the Mustang community. Countless faculty and staff have poured into me over the last 3 years, and I am only one of the 19,000 students who have experienced the same love and dedication. Many prospective students and their parents have asked me what I think the best part about Cal Poly is, And my answer is always the same. It is you, the faculty and staff that create this environment for every single student to enjoy. Regardless of your college, department, or position, you are impacting the lives of students in ways that you may never know. We as students don't say it enough, but on behalf of all 19,000 of us, let me, in a way that does not even begin to approach the depths of appreciation that belong to the students whose lives you have touched, express my sincerest gratitude for all that you do. Thank you. Now, before I turn it over to Gary, I'm going to draw your attention to a table that you will be able to visit during the reception. This is no ordinary table, because at this particular table, which is located on the second floor lobby, you will be able to find information about an exciting new resource for students, a food pantry. The food pantry was created from a partnership between the Food Science and Nutrition Department, industry groups, and Pulse, a student affairs and student-led program that focuses on health and well-being. The pantry is open throughout the year to any and all students who need help securing nutritious food. As faculty and staff, you are on the front lines of connecting with students, and you see, more than anyone else, when they are in need. Please visit the food pantry table during the reception to learn more about it so that you may be able to ensure that students are never found needing food. And with that, I would like to hand it over to Dr. Laver for his remarks.
Wow, what a venue. Thank you, Joy. Let me begin by wishing you all a Happy New Year and extending a special welcome to our new faculty and staff. New Year's, whether academic or otherwise, are times for reflection, and I'd like to take this opportunity to count our blessings publicly. I'd like to express gratitude for working at Cal Poly and for the honor of representing the Senate. To contribute to higher education, to do so at a comprehensive Polytechnic of Cal Poly's caliber, and to do it in this part of the world, no less, are indeed blessings we should never take for granted. I'm also grateful for the history of a strong working relationship our Senate enjoys with the administration. From what I understand, the best of shared governance in the CSU. Another occasion where we reflect on our blessings is Thanksgiving, and just as at a Thanksgiving dinner, I'd say we have a lot on our collective plate. I have a dear colleague who will, on occasion, wish for me that I live in interesting times. That has never been a problem at Cal Poly, and as we move into the new year, several important ongoing issues before the Senate and the campus in general come to mind. We have before us several questions of finding balance. Balances between the major disciplines and general education, between traditional and electronic forms of delivering our curriculum, between pursuing interdisciplinary study and maintaining respect for disciplinary expertise, to name but a few. And as important, we must continue with our efforts to promote diversity among the folks who work and study here and in the content of our curriculum. Some hefty issues, but important in maintaining Cal Poly's place as a premier comprehensive polytechnic. Over the years, I have heard some folks express their uncertainty about just what it means to be a comprehensive polytechnic. Personally, the concept seems crystal clear. My sense is that as a comprehensive polytechnic, Cal Poly has doubled down on its educational mission, committing itself to provide the best STEM education, as well as the best education in humanities and the liberal arts. Progress and achievement come in forms both technological and humanistic. The good news is Cal Poly recognizes this and has in essence committed itself to cultivating 21st century Renaissance people. In any event, that's my interpretation of a comprehensive polytechnic, of what we do here, and I can't think of a more noble or exciting endeavor. So, this year, as always, we have important goals to pursue, important questions to answer, and I wish you all a productive and happy new year. I look forward to working with you all on behalf of our students and thank you for your attention. Next, I'd like to introduce Provost Ens Finken, who will share some thoughts with you about the upcoming year. Following her remarks, Provost Ens Finken will introduce distinguished teacher awardees, the faculty advisor awardee, and the Provost's philanthropy awardee. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
Thank you, Gary and Joy, and good afternoon to everyone. This has been a great day thus far, and I think the rest of the day is going to be equally wonderful, if not even better. It's wonderful to see so many people here today, and I'm really happy to have this opportunity to address you. I was told that I was supposed to speak for 3 minutes, and I apologize because it's not going to be 3 minutes, but I did cut it in half, so we're in better shape. We have a lot to celebrate this coming year, and I've been to meet with 4 of the colleges already today, and I see a lot of very eager, excited people ready to get going. I wanted to talk today first, though, with a bit of a review about what has happened here this summer to set the stage for a very successful new year. I have the great privilege of being the provost here at Cal Poly, and it has afforded me the opportunity over these 2.5 years to get to know people across the entire university and to work with many, many very, very talented people. And so I want to be sure that we all know that together we are successful. And so I want to recognize some things that happened which cover a lot of ground. I'd say that certainly one of the great misperceptions about life on a college campus is that nobody works in the summer. We all suffer from that. I know you read in the newspapers and it makes you pretty upset. And I certainly hope that all of you did take time to relax and to enjoy some quiet time, a recreational activity, and have fun with your friends and family. But I do want to recognize all of you who also worked so hard this summer on the myriad of things that make Cal Poly great and propel us forward. Thank you to those faculty and staff members who worked hard to develop new courses and new cutting-edge materials for instruction to support and encourage student learning this year. Thank you to everyone who produced the excellent experience for our new students and their parents this summer during SOAR, and those who are currently working with our new students through this week of welcome. This is exciting and exhausting work and incredibly important in terms of getting our students off the ground with a good start as new members of Cal Poly and the SLO community. Thank you to Extended Education, members of the Construction Management Department, the College of Business, and the College of Liberal Arts, who developed and piloted a new program called Quarter Plus. We had 51 new freshmen join us for a 3-week academic and leadership program where they earned 8 units in their major courses and general education. The program was wildly successful, and it took a lot of work to get it up and running, but it was fantastic. Our thanks to housing, to food service, and all the others who provided support for those students during the course of that program. Thank you to the many, many faculty and staff of the College of Science and Mathematics who gave approximately 200 students the opportunity to spend 8 weeks in a formal research program this summer. This is an outstanding example of our faculty and staff providing intense and valuable learn-by-doing experiences for our students. Thank you to all of those who organized and staffed the Summer Institute program, helping students transition from high school to college and get off to a great start at Cal Poly with academic, cultural, and social programming and earning students 6 units towards their degrees. The Summer Institute, by the way, celebrated their 30th anniversary this year, and I think that deserves a round of applause. Thank you also to the staff and academic personnel and human resources who spent countless hours this summer, and I can attest to that because I was here on Saturday and there were people in academic personnel making sure that all our new employees actually had their contracts and were enrolled for payroll purposes, a very important thing, as you all know. And so thank you for their work in preparing those contracts and everything else. And I know that they are working hard this week to help all of our new employees understand their benefit packages. And if you can get to that and understand them, you've done some really good work. Thank you and congratulations to those many, many faculty members who made significant progress on research projects over the summer, carrying out basic and applied research, writing journal articles and books, and writing grants to support further projects. Our research program serves our students, the state of California, and the world, and attracts support of donors, industry partners, and the state and federal governments as they seek out our expertise to tackle some of the most pressing issues that we face in this global economy. Thank you to members of admissions, the registrar's office, fiscal services, financial aid, university scheduling, and everyone else involved in both closing out the last year and setting us up for a successful year in 2014 and 15. Much of the work they do is fundamental for everything at Cal Poly in that it allows all of our 19,000 plus students to be admitted, register for classes, access financial aid and pay their bills, and ultimately attend the classes which will lead to the successful completion of a degree. I'll mention just one example of the many critical activities they were engaged in this summer. And in mentioning one, I don't mean in any way to downplay the many, many others, but I just thought this was a pretty phenomenal example. Members of the registrar's office worked 10 to 12 hours a day for nearly 3 weeks to block schedule the 4,727 new freshmen who started this year. And they did so working with the associate deans and the department heads and chairs in what was the most successful block scheduling effort ever, with our students getting more of the classes they need and want and a higher number of units per student overall. So thank you very much for those tremendous efforts. Yeah, thank you. And finally, I want to thank those providing IT services and the facilities and maintenance groups on campus who worked hard all summer under very challenging circumstances to get the campus ready for this coming academic year. The list of projects that we have running at present and in the queue is extremely long, and there is not nearly enough money or staff to adequately address the needs of the campus. I want to especially thank the members of the Administration and Finance Division for their support and their very hard work in helping us find solutions to our critical space problems beginning this fall. There are just some of the great things that happened over this summer. It's obviously been very busy. I want to spend just a minute or two talking about a few things coming this year. First, I'd like to again note that we have 2 new deans who have been recently named to their posts, and I want to welcome officially Scott Dawson and Andy Thulin to the Dean's Council. We have a fabulous group of deans, very collegial, wonderful to work with, and I feel very privileged to have such wonderful leaders with whom I can discuss issues, debate things, and helping me, of course, make some very, very hard decisions almost on a daily basis. I'd also like to note that one of the big projects this year, and you'll hear more about this from President Armstrong, is the work on it's in fact one of the most important projects that a university can undertake, is the work of developing an academic plan. Now that we have Vision 2022 in place as a guiding document, we need to develop a deep understanding of how to be prepared academically for 2022 and far beyond. The academic plan will outline the mix of academic programs we wish to achieve over the next 10 to 20 years, and ultimately address the question of how we will ensure, to the best of our ability, that our academic programs will remain relevant and strong into the future, meeting the needs of students and the nation over the next several generations. I mentioned this morning in the colleges where I went, many of you have children who are toddlers or in kindergarten or wherever they are. Those are the students that we will be serving not so far down the line, and we need to know that we are ready to serve them well. The academic plan is the most critical piece. It is the basis for the master planning efforts, which describe the physical campus we will need over the next 10 to 20 years. Throughout this year, we'll be seeking your input and aid in developing both the academic and master plans. We've invited Dr. Linda Dalton, a former long-term member of the Cal Poly community, to take a lead role in guiding the planning process. And we look forward to working with all of you on this important project. And last but not least, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and recognize all of the new faculty and the new staff members who are joining us this year. Welcome. Thank you for choosing to bring your talent and your energy to Cal Poly. You are joining an outstanding team of professionals serving an outstanding student body. We're excited to have you with us, and we offer you our full support. Please don't hesitate to let us know how we can aid you in your transition to this university and community, and how we can support you in your work. And although there are many other things I could mention and celebrate, I'm going to stop here and simply say thank you to everyone for being here today. You are Cal Poly. You are what makes us the outstanding university that we are. We appreciate your efforts, and we look forward to working with you this year. Thank you. And each year at the Fall Conference, we celebrate the tradition of presenting awards to our outstanding colleagues in several different categories. I'd like to begin by presenting 3 of our faculty awards and the winners. You can read more details about each of them in your program, but we are now going to show you some videos that were recorded over the last few weeks so that you can hear from them.
Distinguished teachers are nominated by students and alumni and chosen by a select university committee who observe the nominees in their classrooms and base their selection on a wide array of standards.
Pat deserves this year's Distinguished Teacher Award because he has exceeded his obligations as a teacher in that he really has gone above and beyond for all of us students.
That's what I wanted to do as a teacher, was to make the classroom interesting and exciting, but also convey the relevance of information. Why do you need to know this information? Why is it so important?
Pat goes out into the industry, asks them what skills do they look for, and he brings that back to students and makes sure that not only do they know of them, but they master them.
The most important thing I can do as a teacher is to instill confidence in my students so that they know that they can succeed at anything that they try to do.
What's very distinctive about his teaching style is his enthusiasm for the subject matter. When he starts talking about certain subjects, his eyes just light up.
I really want to thank the students that recommended me for this award. Being a great teacher is my #1 goal in life, and so that validation is really important to me.
I want to thank the Academy and all of its members for your support. No, I mean, thank you to everyone. And the students who nominated and the students who didn't, right? I mean, it's been, like I said before, it's a privilege to be part of a student's education.
His teaching style is really encouraging, and it's not an environment that feels aggressive. It's not an environment that feels like it's a college classroom where you have to be on your top all the time.
Reading something, hearing something, the information can kind of slide from one neuron to the next and then it's gone. But when you have to figure it out for yourself, then you actually remember it, it sticks, and it becomes, again, you'll probably forget the fact, but you'll remember the experience. You remember how to go about thinking about that kind of thing. And that's what we want students to walk away with.
Professor Moore, you have been the best teacher in my entire life, and you should know that. And I promise you I will have my senior project in by the end of the summer.
Dr. Camille O'Brien is one of the most open, caring, understanding, animated individuals that you're going to find. And I believe that she deserves recognition for the success that she has in the classroom teaching her students.
You know, I've been teaching somehow, some way in higher education since 1984. That was my first time teaching a class ever. And I've never set out my career to be nominated for awards. I just have a passion for what I do. I love teaching.
It's really difficult to find a teacher who makes you enjoy going to class as much as her.
The focus on learn by doing is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's contagious. And students push me to be better more here than I've ever felt before in teaching in higher ed.
Dr. Camille O'Brien, I love what you do in the classroom. Seems like you love what you do. So you keep doing you, I'm gonna keep doing me, and I hope to see you again in the classroom soon.
The Outstanding Faculty Advisor Award annually recognizes one faculty member who has had a positive influence on students through academic advising.
At Cal Poly, every professor is here because they are interested in not just teaching, but in seeing students thrive.
He has helped me a lot, advising me about my classes, and when I was having trouble, he would give me a lot of good suggestions, and he always made sure that everything was going okay, and he definitely was always there for me every step of the way, which was very important to me.
Here in our small class settings, I get to know the students' names, where they're from, where they're struggling academically, sometimes where they're struggling personally. And it's that type of real personal interaction that I highly value, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. This is why I love being a Cal Poly professor.
Thanks, Professor Albert, for being a great teacher, professor, and advisor.
The Provost's Leadership Award for Partnership and Philanthropy recognizes current and former faculty members' superior achievement in fundraising. Awardees demonstrate an ability to garner external support, leverage such support to advance the mission of Cal Poly, and work collaboratively with the university's fundraising staff.
What's particularly special about Jesse and what this award is recognizing is how Jesse almost single-handedly rebuilt the HVAC program.
The HVAC program really has a long history at Cal Poly, and because of that long history in HVAC, we really have an opportunity that other universities don't. We have a lot of alumni out there that really want to promote at Cal Poly.
Jesse came on board. Jesse had the commitment and dedication and expertise and interest in rebuilding the program.
It was kind of hard to convince people that we were serious, that Cal Poly was interested in revitalizing this program and devoting time and resources to the program. But I think over time we've built that confidence, and they've been our biggest supporters this whole time, the advisory board that we formed.
In 2011, the program opened a dedicated lab called the Critchfield Lab that was seeded by a $250,000 gift. Today, the program is sporting, if you will, a $1.6 million endowment that is solely for the purpose of supporting the HVAC program.
It's nice to be acknowledged by your colleagues, by your peers, to be nominated for the award. I don't know, it's not an award that you go out and seek, but it's nice to be recognized by people for something that you're doing.
If I could ask Dr. Fidiopriastis, Dr. Madron, Dr. Moore, Dr. O'Brien, and Dr. Oliver to please join me up here. I'd like to thank you all for your outstanding service. By the way, I want to thank Jake Odello here. He is the Vice President for the University Union, and he's generously come today to help us give out these awards on behalf of the students.
Thank you, Provost and Svinken, and congratulations to the awardees. Now I would like to introduce our additional vice presidents, who will in turn each share a message on behalf of their divisions. First, Vice President Reed is unable to be here in person today, so she has recorded a message from Advancement for us in a video.
Good afternoon. I'm so pleased to be able to share with you an update regarding University Advancement's accomplishments during this past fiscal year and to actually highlight some of our vision for the new year. I wish that I could have been with you in person. However, my grandchild was just born and I'm currently with my daughter today. During this last fiscal year, we've actually achieved several special milestones for the university, of which I feel we can all be proud, and actually to extend to you my sincere appreciation for everything that you have done in order for us to have these great accomplishments. This last year also would not have been possible had it not been for the support of the President, the Provost, the Vice President for Administration and Finance, and Student Affairs. I'm really grateful for the additional financial support, the investment that's been made in university advancement that has afforded us this opportunity to hire staff working within the colleges and units who in turn support Cal Poly's Vision 2022. Of particular note, the Cal Poly Foundation's endowment actually rose to $198.4 million on June 30th of this year, and it's really a special milestone because this is the largest that the endowment has ever been in our history since its inception. And in fact, the generous support of our alumni, our parents, and friends made possible this extraordinary growth, and coupled with the sound investment from the management side of the foundation board allowed this to be possible as well. This spring also marked the transition of the foundation's leadership, and we're so fortunate to have Bill Swanson, who's now the retiring chairman of Raytheon and a Cal Poly graduate, serve as the chairman of our Cal Poly Foundation board. Additionally, Peter Oppenheimer, who's also a Cal Poly grad, is also the retiring CFO of Apple, and he will serve as the foundation's vice chair. Their leadership, when coupled with the other members of the board, are helping to ensure Cal Poly's financial future, our future. Additionally, we received $49.2 million in new commitments in support of Cal Poly, the colleges, and many cross-disciplinary priorities across the campus. The wonderful collaboration with our deans, our faculty and staff, coupled with the outstanding work of the advancement team, made all of this possible. Now, looking into the new year, advancement will be focused on developing the Cal Poly brand across the university and will support you in your efforts to better tell stories, in fact, our stories, to our alumni, to parents, and friends. We intend to create supportive collateral materials that highlight the university's and the specific college's unique strengths as we set the stage for another year of outstanding philanthropic support of Cal Poly. We are now entering the third year of the comprehensive campaign, and I anticipate working with you to refresh your unit's fundraising priorities this year as we begin to create the collateral materials and moving forward. We also look forward to continuing our partnership with the admissions area, student affairs, and the colleges as we develop a cohesive communication strategy with our parents and to increase private support from this important constituency. We look forward to building the university's reputation, engage our alumni, and create a culture of philanthropy that will serve this university, I think, very well for decades to come. Thank you all so much for your support of the University Advancement Division. We look forward to working with you as together we advance Cal Poly in the coming year. And thank you so much for allowing me to speak to you virtually since I can't be with you, and I hope the rest of the afternoon goes well. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Interim Vice President Webb to share her message from Administration and Finance.
Good afternoon. My name is Karen Webb, and I'm the Interim Vice President for Administration and Finance. So for those of you unfamiliar with Administration and Finance, we provide support and safety services for the campus, and we're most often thought of stewards of the university's resources, whether they be physical, financial, or human. I've been at Cal Poly for 19 years in various capacities, and I'm happy today to be able to welcome you back to campus. Over the summer, we've been really busy preparing for the start of the academic year. You'll notice several modular office trailers sited around campus to provide space for many of our new faculty. You'll also notice Building 52 has sprung back to life. It's affectionately termed the Spider Building. It's housing advising, faculty research, and many student services offices. We're also nearing completion on a new dining concept inside of Chow, termed the Red Radish. So go figure. So we have a great group of employees who work tirelessly behind the scenes in support of our students, faculty, and staff, and they make me proud to stand here as the interim vice president. We have a lot planned for the next year. We are starting on many initiatives in support of the President's Vision 2022. Our focus is on securing our financial future through collaborating on the use of shared services, furthering our strategic sourcing opportunities, and improving transparency of the university's financial resources to better support decision-making. Our success will depend on the collective efforts and participation of the university community. We will also begin work on the master plan, as you had heard earlier. We'll be reaching out to you to help define and develop a shared vision for the campus. Collaboration is at the heart of this process, as the success of the vision is dependent upon all of our voices shaping plans for the future. As I watch parents dropping off their students today for the first time and seeing the excitement on their faces, it's a reminder that what we do is important for their success and the future. Whatever your role at Cal Poly, your contribution is important and valued. I speak for myself and the entire leadership team when I say thank you for all you do at Cal Poly. Have a great year.
Thank you, Vice President Webb. I would like to invite Vice President Humphrey to the stage to share his remarks from Student Affairs. Following his remarks, Vice President Humphrey will honor our 3 outstanding staff awardees.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and let me add my welcome back to everybody. It is great to see the PAC so full. A special welcome back to all the dedicated folks who work in student affairs, helping to make sure our students have a fantastic out-of-class experience. Hopefully they're out there right now. My charge today, I've been encouraged to speak to you about the change we have experienced as a community, but first I need to confess something to you. I'm 40 years old, and I talk to my mother every single day. It's pathetic, I know, but I have to listen daily about how my father is driving her crazy, when am I coming back to visit, the parents of my childhood friends that she bumped into in the grocery store, when am I coming back to visit, and how more about my father. When I miss a day or two, and today will probably be one of those days, my mom gets all fatalistic, just like my grandmother was to her, and leaves me voice messages about how I don't care about my roots anymore. When you hold on to the past, others don't look to you for the future. I said something like this to my mom once. She hung up on me. Then she called me back. She always calls back. What's great about the Cal Poly community is that we all embrace one of our core values, excellence through continuous improvement. It's in our DNA not to rest with the status quo and to constantly evolve for the better. We have seen much change in our community, and there has been lots of letting go of past ways that didn't fit our future, and we haven't hung up on each other. Our next wave change is just outside this building. 4,722 new students, first-year students, and 800 transfer students moving into our residence halls. Each one is ready to leave their mark on our community. Somewhere out there today is the next Joy Sullivan, Peter Oppenheimer, or even the next Weird Al. I've been through some of the rooms, and I think I've met a few Weird Als already this morning. Student Affairs is adding many new programs and services this year, designed to move students towards graduation and solidify their lifelong connection with Cal Poly. And we are deeply appreciative of our students because we could not do this without the strong support of our student success fee. As you heard from Joy, we want to encourage you to visit the food pantry table to learn more about that exciting effort. We also have meal vouchers for students who are hungry and have given them to many deans, advisors, and others who interact daily with students. If you want some to support students who may not be able to afford meals, let me know and we will make sure you have them for your office. We're adding assistant deans of students to our care network. These individuals will support the challenging situations that come up with our students and be proactive in reaching out to those who are exhibiting behaviors of concern. Career Services is adding counselors to focus on first-year students, and the Dean of Students area is launching the Center for Leadership and Service, designed to ensure that every student develops the leadership skills and the abilities to serve our society. Additional coordinators are joining our cross-cultural centers to support the culturally related retention and engagement needs of our students. I think our video, I apologize, Jim, our video of admission is not just an invitation to come to Cal Poly. It is our promise to students that we will do everything we can to help our students celebrate their graduation. Student Affairs is glad to be your partner in this mission in the past, this year, and in the future. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce you to the winners of this year's Outstanding Staff Award. This is the 42nd year Cal Poly is recognizing outstanding staff members, and I am sure you will find them as impressive as I do. Please enjoy this video.
Outstanding Staff Award winners are selected based on their dedication, loyalty, expertise, and contributions to Cal Poly.
Dean of Students is someone who deals with supporting students through some of the most challenging experiences they come encounter with, and so someone who is a good, caring human being at their core is really critical in the role. And Jean is someone who cares deeply about our students, their lives, and their success at Cal Poly.
Ultimately, students really value their place here at Cal Poly, and I think they appreciate the fact that I really try and help them stay here, and I really have a vested interest in them graduating from Cal Poly.
I think Jean is deserving of the Outstanding Staff Award because she is someone who will go the 1,000th mile for our students, no matter what the situation, time of day or time of night. She's there to make sure that every person in our community is cared for.
To be, one who got selected, when I know there are also equally as many number of people who are very deserving of the award, feels like a real honor. I can't say how much I appreciate it. I just can't say enough of that.
I would say the most satisfying part of my job is when I've worked with a student and then they come back and say, your advice really helped and it made a difference.
What Tammy does is she makes sure that our students are able to stand out among the crowd, both on paper as well as in person.
Engineering students are great to work with. They amaze me every day, the type of work that they do. They work on projects that change the world.
What really stands out to me is just how awesome of a person she is. She really loves working with the students, and I think that passion really comes through on a day-to-day basis in what she does.
I know that there's a lot of amazing staff across campus that were nominated, and I am truly honored to be the recipient for 2014.
I really appreciate you being part of my career experience here at Cal Poly. So congratulations again, Tammy. You deserve it.
When students that are doing laboratory-based projects or field-based projects that I have some expertise in. It's a chance for me to get to know them a little better and find out more about their family background and why they're doing what they're doing, and I think I find inspiration in that.
You know, from the students that I see, they really, really appreciate what he does because they know that we couldn't do half of the stuff that we do without his direct involvement.
I'm very fortunate to have people that I work with that care about what I do and appreciate it. There's plenty of eligible people for the award, so I feel very honored to get it.
He's one of the reasons I think why I like my job so much. And you know, I come to work and I'm really thankful for this job, and a big part of that is because I'm really thankful to be at Cal Poly in this time when he's here. And I know that sounds maybe over the top, but it's true.
Dr. Jean DaCosta, Ms. Tammy Martin, and Mr. Craig Stubler, thank you for your service to our students. Please join me on stage to receive your award and the admiration of this community. Please join me in one more round of applause for these outstanding staff.
Thank you, Vice President Humphrey, and congratulations again to our outstanding staff awardees. Another special guest in the audience with us today is Joan Kennedy, President of CSU EU, who will be speaking on behalf of the Cal Poly Labor Council. Please join me in welcoming Joan to the stage.
I really like this new format. Don't you like it? It's kind of like being in a living room and talking. So now I'm going to share a few words. Good afternoon. The Labor Council, CSUEU, CFA, APC, SETC, UAPD, and SUPA. Are you tired yet? I am. Welcome you back to a new and revitalized Cal Poly. 2 years ago, we were successful in passing Proposition 30 that has revitalized our economic future. For those of you that voted yes, I thank you. For those of you who voted no, you too will benefit from the increased funding to the CSU. Ha, gotcha. Some of our unions have completed the bargaining process and now move towards ratification. They have been successful in obtaining long overdue raises that we all greatly deserve. For most of us have gone without a raise for many years. CSUEU and APC have negotiated I wrote it down and I still said 2. Have negotiated 3-2-2. 3% for the first year, 2% for the second year, and 2% for the third year. This means a guaranteed raise of 7% for 3 years. Now that we have talked about the past and the present, I'd like to talk to you about the future. The future of building a new, cohesive campus community. I call it the 3 C's. As we move forward to the future together, we all play a very important role for student success. Yes, I said student success, for that's the reason we are all here. Now I'd like for you to look to the left and look to the right. Okay, really, this is audience participation. So I want you to look to the person sitting next to you on the left. Now look to the person sitting next to you on the right. Do you know that person? These are the people we have a shared common interest with. Why? I'll tell you why. Because we're all in this together, sound familiar? And we have a shared interest for student success. It's with these people we will begin to build a new cohesive campus community. It all depends on you. It all depends on us together. We need to embrace the past and welcome the future, for both are keys to the success of Cal Poly. We need to embrace the knowledge of those who have been here for a long time and have institutional knowledge. We need to embrace the ideas of new staff. We need to mentor new staff, for both are valid and both have immense value to our collective success for our students. If we can do this together, and I believe we can, then we, Cal Poly, will continue to be the best university in the CSU. So let's move towards the future together to build a new cohesive campus community, which includes mutual respect, civility, and understanding of our cultural differences. I challenge all of you to reach for those goals as we begin to build a new cohesive campus community that embraces diversity. Why? Because we're all in this together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joan. And now I would like to introduce That's the Key, a Cal Poly student a cappella group, to entertain us with a few songs.
Hello. We are That's the Key. We are one of Cal Poly's newest a cappella groups, and we're very grateful to be here performing for you guys tonight. So we have two songs to perform. It's Flaws by Bastille and Renegade by Styx. And if you like what you hear, you can find us on Facebook, and you should like us if you want to have concert information or just updates throughout the year. So yeah, we hope you enjoy this.
Part of the mess that we made, we pick ourselves undone. All of your flaws and all of my flaws, they lie there hand in hand. Ones we've inherited, ones that we learned, they pass from man to man. There's a hole in my soul, I can't fill it, I can't fill it. There's a hole in my soul. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I've always worn your flaws upon your sleeve, and I have always buried them deep beneath the ground. Dig them up. Let's finish what we started. Dig them up, so nothing's left unturned. All of your flaws and all of my flaws, when they have been exhumed, we'll see that we need them to be who we are. Without them we'd be doomed. There's a hole in my soul, I can't fill it, I can't fill it. There's a hole in my soul. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? You have always worn your flaws upon your sleeve, and I have always buried them deep beneath the ground. Dig them up. Let's finish what we started. Dig them up, so nothing's left unturned. the long arm of the law. Lawman is putting an end to my running, and I'm so far from my home. Whoa, mama, I can hear you crying. You're so scared and all alone. Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and I don't have very long. Yeah, the jig is up, the noose is out, the finally found the renegade who had it made the tree for a pound. Never more to go straight. This will be the end of the day. Wanted man. Oh, mama, I've been years on the lamb, and I had a high price on my head. The lawman's get him dead or alive, and it's for sure you'll see him dead. Dear mama, I can hear you crying, so scared and all alone. Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and I don't have very long. Jig is up, the noose is out, they finally found the renegade who had it made the tree for a bounty. Never more to go straight, the judge will have revenge today. A wanted man. Whoa, mama. Whoa, mama. Whoa, mama. Whoa, mama. Whoa, mama, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of the law. Hangman is coming down from the gallows, and I don't have very long. The jig is up, the noose is out, they finally found me. The renegade who had it made the tree for a bounty. Never more to go straight. This will be the end of the day. The wanted man. The wanted man.
Hey, I want you to go around real quick. Your name and major. Good job. Go around. Name and major.
My name's Kyle Erickson. I'm a second-year biomedical engineering major.
I'm Zoe Lemieux. I'm a third-year kinesiology major.
Hi, I'm Liv Mackler, and I'm a second-year chemistry major.
I'm Leah Ginsky, and I'm a fourth-year music major. My name is Annika Borg-Sundstrom, and I'm a second-year theater major.
Hello, I'm Kai Von Brown. I'm a third-year architectural engineer. I'm Stuart Galloway. I'm a fourth-year physics major.
I'm Dad Tran. I'm a third-year software engineering major.
I'm Michael Friedman. I'm a fourth-year mechanical engineering major.
I am Connor Hanlon. I'm also a fourth-year architectural engineering major.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Woodward. I'm a fourth-year earth sciences geology major. Anybody? Yeah,
I'm Jason Liu. I'm a fourth-year liberal arts and engineering studies major.
And we are That's the Key. Thank you so much for having us out here.
That was incredible. I really enjoyed that. Well, now it's my pleasure to ask President Jeff Armstrong to the podium to deliver his keynote remarks. President Armstrong, please join us on stage. And on behalf of everyone in the audience, I would like to thank you for the Cal Poly Proud Pin we received with our programs. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Joy, and thank you, Gary. Before I share my remarks with you,
I'd like to introduce the winners of our final award this afternoon, the Distinguished Scholarship Award. So please join me in taking in these videos.
Distinguished scholars exemplify the teacher-scholar model by involving students in their research and applying Cal Poly expertise and direct contributions to our region, state, and nation.
We've really been trying to answer some basic questions that we don't know the answers to with respect to cartilage tissue and its mechanics and how it degenerates.
What motivates Steve is a desire, I believe, to be able to advance the field in this area.
I really got into the idea of using engineering to help people out, and so what we do now is we try to ease pain and suffering related to arthritis.
Steve has been able to get some NIH and NSF funding, and it takes quite a bit of work on his part.
It's very difficult right now to get this kind of funding, and I'll be the first person to admit that I think every time I get a big grant funded, I got a little lucky.
Steve does bring a lot of students into the research, very open to working with students and have students work on our research projects.
I think at the end of the day, we want to help prepare our students to be successful leaders in industry or in academia, wherever they end up.
So winning this award really is an honor. There are a lot of researchers that are doing great work here at Cal Poly, and to be recognized as one of them doing good work and contributing to the community, I think is a really great honor.
David and his colleagues were interested in designing features to commercial aircraft that would permit quicker and quieter liftoff, which is a very important aspect to both fuel saving, sustainability, and sound pollution in urban environments.
His research was very industry-focused, cutting-edge work with the Amelia Project, and he managed to bring in undergraduate students and graduate students working on that project.
So in every aspect of the Amelia Project, we really made an emphasis to have student involvement and make sure that students were learning and not just the faculty.
As a department, we've been very proud of the work that David's done, and I in particular am very proud that he's won this award. I think it's well deserved.
Dr. Stephen Klisch and Dr. David Marshall, thank you for improving our world and enhancing the learning of our students through your research. Please join me on stage to receive the award. Now, Stephen is here, is David here? Please come up. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Stephen. Well done. Here, you want to get a picture? Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you again, and I extend my congratulations to all of our awardees. Please join me in recognizing them. And I know you look forward to joining me in speaking to them and congratulating them personally during the reception this afternoon. Well, good afternoon, and welcome to the 2014-2015 academic year. It's been a busy day out there. I trust you didn't get caught up in the traffic. Our student affairs, housing, our landscaping, everyone's done a wonderful job. But today is about talking to you, about thinking about the future. There's much to be excited about. This spring, I talked with you about our vision for Cal Poly in 2022. This year and the following years, we're going to realize this vision. So today, I want to share with you how we're going to implement that vision, and I want to talk with you about what you can do to make it a reality. First, though, faculty and staff, it's great to see you together again. It's great to see this attendance. For those of you that have been to Fall Conference General Session or Reception many, many times, I hope you enjoy some of the changes that we've made today. We didn't know that Vice President Humphrey was going to be our resident comedian, for example. But he did, as well as everyone, has done a great job. Our goal today is to celebrate you and your accomplishments and to set the stage for a fantastic and successful academic year. Again, we can't do this enough. I want to congratulate our distinguished honorees. You exemplify the best of Cal Poly, and we are proud to honor you this day. Again, congratulations. Joy and Gary, congratulations to you for being selected to lead students and faculty in your respective roles as ASI President and Academic Senate Chair. It's been a pleasure to work with you over the summer, and I'm sure we'll all do great things with our leadership this year. I would also like to acknowledge Joan Kennedy from CSU EU, Graham Archer from CFA, and other members of the Labor Council. Thank you for your commitment to making Cal Poly a better place, and thank you for the way that we all work together. It's also my pleasure to introduce my wife, Sharon. Sharon has a commitment to Cal Poly that's unsurpassed. She provides for me and for Cal Poly a gentle, common sense, and understated leadership that makes us all better. Thank you, Sharon. Please stand. And I'm really going to get in trouble for this one, but tomorrow's her birthday. In the audience today, there are many of the most dedicated Cal Poly faculty and staff. Thank you for what you've done to help our students flourish academically, professionally, and personally. You saw that from our a cappella group, and you also, of course, see that from our student body president. Their accomplishments are a clear indicator of your hard work. I also know that we have retired faculty and staff in the room, and I'm not sure if they made it, but I know Arlene and Everett Chandler were planning to make it today. Let's give them a round of applause, even if they're not here. There are many new faculty and staff members in the audience. I look forward to meeting you later this week. We'd like to recognize you now. Would you please wave your hand if you're a new faculty or staff member? Please look around. Keep those hands waving. All of this makes us all very Cal Poly proud. We're also proud of the relationship that we have with our community, our city, the county, and the state, and beyond. We're very honored to have some distinguished guests with us here today. Our partnership with the city is one example. We're glad to have a representative of the city today. City Council member Carlin Christensen is with us. Carlin, welcome. We also have two of our county supervisors with us here today, Supervisor Debbie Arnold and Supervisor Adam Hill. Please stand. We also have our partnership with Cuesta Community College. In fact, this Saturday I was fortunate to serve on a panel with the League of Women Voters, with the student body president, Cuesta, with Joy, and of course the person I want to introduce, President Gil Stork. Good to see you, Gil. Now let's turn to Vision 22 and how we can begin to realize the vision. Vision 2022 is really about continuous improvement for each of us individually as professionals, for our students, and for Cal Poly. Over the past 4 years, it's become clear to me that there are 4 principles that unite us. You've heard me talk about these principles many times, and I'm going to talk about them many times in the future. They are student success, learn by doing, excellence through continuous improvement, comprehensive Polytechnic University. These principles say who we are and also guide us as we move forward. In a hands-on, learn-by-doing environment, we continuously innovate to maximize the success of our students. As a comprehensive Polytechnic University, we give our students the tools and confidence that they need to think independently, critically, and ethically about the world's problems, regardless of their major. Consequently, our students are adaptable when they graduate, as they should be adaptable, and we hear this from our alumni. As Sheryl Sandberg writes in her book, Lean In, careers today are not linear. They are not like climbing a ladder. They're more like jungle gyms. The more adaptable our graduates are, the more successful they will be navigating the jungle gyms that will be their careers. As Sheryl states, there are many ways to get to the top of a jungle gym. The ability to forge a unique path with occasional dips, detours, and even dead ends presents a better chance for fulfillment. What we do best is provide a learning environment for students that we know makes them successful when they graduate and enter an ever-changing and complex world. Vision 2022 is about continuously improving what we do best. So let me turn to what I intend to focus on this year and how you can help so that we can make Vision 2022 a reality. As Vice President Webb mentioned, financial security is key. I'm going to dedicate a significant amount of my energy toward fortifying our financial security. You all know that we have been through some difficult financial times, and that's been over many of the past few years. We also know that recently things have begun to turn around. However, if learned by doing and our other principles are to be enhanced, we have much work ahead of us. We cannot rely solely on our two primary sources of revenue: student tuition and fees and state allocations. Excellence will also be driven by the fruits of philanthropy and public-private partnerships. Our learn-by-doing curriculum is expensive. It requires a higher investment. As you may know, Cal Poly has more students in high investment majors than any other CSU campus. Furthermore, during the years of the heavy budget cuts, Cal Poly was cut more per full-time equivalent student than any other campus. We made it through all of this while increasing our graduation rates, growing our centers of excellence, increasing diversity, and by always looking forward. Today, however, we are still working to manage an $11 million deficit in our operating budgets. An institution cannot achieve what we have achieved without faculty and staff whose dedication to our students is exemplary. And I know that Cal Poly cannot continue to achieve without finding ways to reward our dedicated faculty and staff appropriately. This is a priority for our leadership team, and this is a priority that I will come back to later in my comments. But for now, thank you again for your dedication. To continue to excel and reward everyone for their hard work, we need to ensure that we are financially stable. How will we achieve this stability? Well, first, we will have a successful capital campaign. We're going to raise at least $500 million over the 7-year period of the campaign. As you heard from Vice President Reed, we've been on target for the past 2 years, and we expect to meet or exceed our target this year. There is so much going on in our advancement efforts, I wish I could tell you all of the details. Here are just a few things in the works that I believe are particularly important to share with you. We are planning to expand the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, or affectionately known as CIE. The Cal Poly Hot House in downtown San Luis Obispo is already proving to be an extremely successful small business incubator. 17 startup companies' ideas there this summer. It has been so successful that we are running out of space and need to even turn away entrepreneurial students. In order to grow Hot House activities, we need to develop additional space. Part of this effort includes exploring an apartment project downtown to house students who work in the Hot House. We are also exploring a study-away experience in the Silicon Valley Bay Area for a variety of majors. These experiences to innovate and learn in unique environments provide our students and our faculty from programs across the university with opportunities to grow in exciting ways that benefit them professionally and personally. This is not a novel approach for Cal Poly. Our nationally recognized #1 architecture program has been using a fourth-year study-away program for a number of years. These kinds of public-private partnerships are essential to our future. As Chancellor White stated, public-private partnerships are essential to maintain the public nature of Cal Poly. We are also well underway to expand the Cybersecurity Center. First Target, now Home Depot. I don't think I need to say any more. We have support from multiple corporations, and we are on the verge of hiring an executive director. We are also indebted to the faculty and staff who created the Cybersecurity Center and developed the curriculum. And we're also excited about our recently hired faculty with expertise in this area. While there are many other public-private partnerships that would be meaningful for Cal Poly, I will only mention a few. We are still exploring the feasibility of an on-campus hotel, conference center, and activity center. We will be engaging the San Luis Obispo community, city, and county in these explorations. As we look to expand housing beyond our Housing South project, we will explore public-private partnerships on and off campus for student housing, food, and other retail. We know that students are more successful if they can live on campus, where they have immediate access to their academic and personal needs. Our own data shows that our persistent rates at the junior year are higher if students live on campus their freshman and sophomore years. We are also going to create our efforts, or continue our efforts, to add a wine innovation facility at Cal Poly. We need to pursue this to better support our faculty and students in wine and viticulture, as well as this fantastic energy in this industry in the Central Coast. In the spring, I told you about a new agricultural research center driven by Jim Boswell, an alumnus, Jim Boswell's $8 million gift. In addition, we continue with our plans to build a new science building that will expand the opportunities for our faculty and students to grow research. While we're excited about the revitalized Building 52, we hope the revitalization only lasts for 5 or 6 years. And of course, we're also very committed to replacing the Aero hangar. The hangar is essential to learn by doing for engineering and other majors at Cal Poly. Equally as important to learn by doing is improving the conditions of the Davidson building. The high value we place on music and arts at Cal Poly warrants developing spaces in which our talented students and faculty can learn and excel. If time permitted, I could tell you about many more projects and initiatives that are worthy of mention. Some would include athletics facilities that impact all of our students, not to mention football, basketball, and baseball facilities. These are just a few of the projects on which we are working together, deans, Vice President Reed, myself, the leadership team, and increasingly number of our department chairs and heads. I should mention that we will continue to build new facilities and maintain existing ones consistent with the highest sustainability practices. The Baker Center is pending LEED Gold certification, and any new buildings we create will be at least LEED Gold certified. And while I can report that our overall energy use has dropped 21% since 2000, I will also tell you that we still need to work on our water and our waste production. Very proud of our team and what's been going on in AFD and beyond. So I encourage you to read the recent sustainability report prepared by Facilities in collaboration with the CAFE's Sustainability Committee and others. I mentioned quite a few projects. It's important before I move on that I stress an important goal related to these efforts. As you heard me earlier note, we are looking at expanding successful programs and starting new programs. I want to assure you that we will not expand or start programs on the margin. We will not do this at the expense of existing programs, which are strong and we will keep strong. One of the primary goals we have in our development work is to increase scholarship and earned by doing opportunities for our students. It is important to me that Cal Poly be committed to educational equity for all sectors of society. Cal Poly should be a model for educational equity. This commitment requires financial stability. It requires financial stability so we can increase scholarship and earned by doing opportunities. Let me explain. I did not come from a wealthy background. Neither did Sharon. Our parents worked hard for us. I can tell you we never had a lot. I know what it feels like to be different, especially in a university setting, because when I went to university and later went to graduate school, my economic background was different than many of my peers. I know what it's like to have a student loan. Sharon and I paid off my last school loan 10 years after I completed my PhD. But the university experience did for me what it did for my peers. It transformed our lives by the opportunities it afforded to us, just as it's doing today at Cal Poly. It is with this perspective that I embrace the value of diversity. Over the past few years, we created a program called Cal Poly Scholars. Cal Poly Scholars are select students who graduated from partner high schools in California. With the help of tuition from out-of-state students and our donors, we provide Cal Poly Scholars with a $3,000 per year scholarship, an iPad, and significant advising to help them make progress toward their degree. Cal Poly Scholars are students who came to us Cal Poly ready from families who earn less than $80,000 annually. Without the scholarships, they likely would have turned us down for other opportunities. The first cohort of Cal Poly Scholars joined us in fall of 2012. They are all engineering majors. Beginning this fall, not only will there be new engineering Cal Poly Scholars in the cohort, there will also be an Orfalea College of Business Cal Poly Scholars cohort. We are going to grow this program further. Cal Poly is a destination campus where people in place come together to create a tremendous learn-by-doing environment. However, we are not the preferred destination for first-generation students or students from parents whose incomes are less than $80,000. Because we are committed to educational equity, we need to be financially secure enough to support students from all backgrounds across the state. As a result of programs such as Cal Poly Scholars and related initiatives, we are improving our diversity. I need to take a moment at this time to thank Jim Maraviglia, Associate Vice Provost for Marketing and Enrollment Development. Because of he and his team's efforts, we have increased our yield from our partner high schools quite dramatically over the past few years. Another key for achieving financial security involves academic planning. Provost Infinken mentioned this in her comments. With her leadership and also with Linda Dalton joining us, we're going to move forward with our academic plan, and that will also inform our enrollment plan. The academic plan will help us understand better what we need to consider, including in our master plan. In the master planning process, we will extensively engage the campus and the San Luis Obispo community. We need a strong academic plan that is bounded by our 4 guiding principles to ensure that when we grow, we do so responsibly, sustainably, and with a sharp eye on maintaining and bolstering quality. I plan to be directly involved in the development of the plan, and it's critical that you participate. We will need to think about who our students will be in 10 years, in 15 years, and beyond. What will they have learned in the K-12 system? How will they employ technology in their learning? And what will they need to know to be successful when they graduate from Cal Poly? We need to know from you what will be happening in the arts in 10 or 15 years. What will engineers need to know to be successful? What will architectures be doing? What does agriculture, science and math, and the other majors look like at Cal Poly in 10 or 15 years? I share Provost Infinken's sentiments about your involvement in developing an academic plan for Cal Poly that will give us great clarity in our enrollment management planning, and this will feed our master plan. As Joan told you to look right or left, that's what it's going to take for us to be successful in moving this along. Now, I know since I mentioned the word growth, you're wondering about growth. What enrollment plan will we develop once we commit to an academic plan? It will be a thoughtful process linked to the timeline for our master plan, looking out 15 years. Consequently, we'll discover the answers together and not in a vacuum. We will engage the campus, the city, and the broader San Luis Obispo community. However, I can tell you the short-term budget does provide some outlook over the next few years. As Joan mentioned, due to enhanced economic growth and passage of Proposition 30, we have and will continue to receive additional support from the state. While we are grateful for the governor's support, the expected growth in state funds associated with the governor's plan will not support needed deferred maintenance, enhanced investment for learn by doing and high-cost majors, and growth in California students. Lastly, and very importantly, it's important to point out that the governor has clearly said that additional state funding is linked to no increases in state tuition for California residents over this same 4 to 5 year interval. I also want to report to you today that the California legislature has placed a moratorium on all new student success fees until January 1, 2016. So while we're receiving additional support from the state, this support is coming with increasing restrictions with decisions made at the system or legislative level versus the campus level. At the request of Chancellor White, and as part of the legislation that I mentioned, I've been asked to serve on the along with students on the work group to look at student success fees. I serve on a work group with other CSU presidents, 2 trustees, and the chancellor. Our charge is to evaluate Category 2 fees. That includes our student success fee, college-based fees, and to remind you, Category 1 fees include resident and non-resident tuition. So we'll evaluate those Category 2 fees. We'll also look at university union, other types of fees associated with this, and we'll look at the process by which campuses have implemented these fees. So everything about the process is going to be reevaluated. I will also tell you that we're viewed almost as a model as we have brought about our student success fee and as we have worked with our students to distribute the funds. So I don't have any more to offer. All I can say is please stay tuned as this is a critical issue for Cal Poly. I want to say to Joy and the rest of the students, we owe you a debt of gratitude for your support of the student success fee. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Let me expand on that just a moment. Student success fees have allowed us to offer more sections of courses than would otherwise be possible. For fall 2014, we offered 3,600 sections of 1,300 different courses for a total of 117,000 seats. Of those seats, 17,400 are still available, approximately 15%. In addition, without those fees and the modest increase from the state, many of our new faculty in the room today would not be with us. I believe that the more these kinds of decisions are made at the campus level through shared leadership between faculty, staff, students, and administration, the better the decisions will be. I think this holds true for decisions about calendar conversion as well. Since our large amount of work in our task force, I remain steadfast about the importance of Cal Poly staying on quarters. Why? Because we learn from our students not only value, but succeed with the pace and variety of courses we offer. I think it's clear my text should have said that we learned from our students and our faculty and staff. I would also add that quarters are very symbolic of our uniqueness as a comprehensive Polytechnic university focused on learn by doing, student success, and academic excellence. Another component of our financial security, which I also see as a campus climate issue, is your salaries. I and our leadership team feel strongly that you deserve competitive, market-driven salaries and benefits. The outstanding programs you have created and support, and the outstanding programs that you have created that support and attract the highest caliber students are part of this. I want you to know that we are going to do everything in our power to enhance your salaries over the future. You deserve salaries commensurate with the work that you do to make this university excellent. As Graham Archer said to me recently, we will work tirelessly to make sure the next 9 years is not like the previous 9 years when it comes to compensation. Finally, I think it's important in securing financial security that we understand our economic impact on the San Luis Obispo County and local community. We are now in the final stages of learning about that impact. As you'll see in this slide, our combined direct and indirect current economic impact on San Luis Obispo and northern Santa Barbara counties is $1.4 billion. The impact of Cal Poly retirees on the local community is $114 million. Later this quarter, we will present the complete findings regarding our economic impact. Now let me turn to diversity. I have already mentioned the Cal Poly Scholars Program. As funding becomes available, we are going to grow that program and our scholarships for incoming freshmen because this helps us to bring to Cal Poly students with valuable perspective and experiences from which we can all learn. All students benefit from the variety of perspectives and experiences that multiple students bring to us. Being able to learn from people with different perspectives is essential to being successful in making contributions that others value. We need to be showing to our students by example how deeply we understand the importance of this, so that when they work for quality companies and organizations or pursue advanced or professional degrees, they will continue to be successful. However, let me reiterate that we will not be able to impact funding for Cal Poly Scholars and other scholarships significantly without creative public-private partnerships and the strong support of donors and corporations. I am also going to continue to focus and encourage you to focus on increasing graduation rates. The students we bring to Cal Poly are capable of graduating in 4 to 5 years. You know, as do I, that each year the incoming freshman class has a higher GPA and test scores than the previous one. The average GPA for our fall 2014 freshman class is for fall 2014, it's not 20, it's 3.97. That's amazing. I know some alumni in the room are thinking, wow, could I get in today? We hear that a lot. Let's also connect a few dots. We have a responsibility to enhance the quality of the education of our continuing students, but we also have pressures from our industry partners to provide additional Cal Poly graduates. Our placement rates are high. 60%, two-thirds rather, of our students find work directly related to their majors. Others go to graduate school or work part-time. Overall, 87% of our students find solid placement upon graduating. Several majors, for example, in engineering and other areas, report nearly 100% placement before graduation. And we also know from payscale.com that the return on investment of a Cal Poly degree is in the top 10 of all public universities in this country. Recently, one industry reached out to Cal Poly and asked, how can we double the number of graduates? The answer takes us right back to graduation rates. It's a simple connection. If more students graduate in 4 or 5 years, then additional spots open up for California residents. As you know, we have a limit on the number of full-time California residents that we serve. Increasing graduation rates results in more graduates. While I understand we need to talk about 6-year graduation rates for reporting purposes, I want us to focus locally on 4- and 5-year graduation rates. Our students are high achievers before they ever walk in our doors. We owe them every opportunity to graduate in a timely manner so that they have less debt and can start contributing professionally to the health of California's economy and indeed the nation's economy. Now, I want you to know that I understand that graduation rates are only one measure of student success and that increasing them is complicated. But it is an important measure on which we have improved and we must continue to improve. Moreover, we must continue to work toward closing the graduation gap for economically disadvantaged students, particularly in the STEM majors. Our faculty and staff members are the key to increasing graduation rates. So I appeal to you directly to continue working diligently on ensuring that we avoid unnecessary hurdles and keep our students on track to graduation. Let me comment about campus climate before I close by commenting on what you can do to help implement Vision 2022. Last year, we completed Cal Poly's first campus climate survey. We hired an external consultant, Dr. Susan Rankin, to issue the survey and to analyze the responses. It was important that the consultant be external to ensure confidentiality for each of us as survey participants, but also to ensure that the resulting analysis be carried out objectively. The Campus Climate Survey Report will be presented to the campus on October 16th. You may have seen the updates in the Cal Poly report. Please watch for other updates this month and in October. I will learn of the survey results on the morning of October 16th, right along with you. While I am eager to learn more what the report says, I want to reiterate the message that I left you with at the end of last year. We know some of the ways we can contribute to a healthy campus climate. We have to show respect for each other. We have to demonstrate that we value each other's contributions. We have to listen, not just talk. We have to be willing to learn from one another. We cannot tolerate bullying, cruelty, or closed-mindedness. We have to care about the impact we have on each other. As I state to our incoming students, this is about living the Mustang way: pride, character, and responsibility. We can start those things, we can enhance those things today, and we'll look at additional ways we can enhance campus climate after the report on October 16th. I have mentioned a few areas in which you can help directly with implementing Vision 2022, such as removing unnecessary barriers to graduation, supporting students from diverse backgrounds, and consciously contributing in positive ways to our campus climate. This year, I intend to work closely with the provost, vice presidents, the deans, and athletics to develop unit-specific Vision 2022 goals. I know that most of the colleges and many other units have strategic plans on which they have collaborated. Those strategic plans will be critical to implementing Vision 2022. Please think about those as you can direct those and follow Vision 22 goals. As you proceed with that work, please keep in mind our guiding principles, one of which is also core to our unique identity, which is also our brand, namely, learn by doing. We are known in California for our learn by doing philosophy. Industry applauds what we achieve with our students through this approach to teaching and learning. Learn by doing has been part of the fabric of Cal Poly since its inception. Learn by doing has evolved over the past 111 years in many ways, and it remains how we are known and recognized regionally. I think what we do is so important that we need to be recognized nationally. This should be our next plateau, to be a national university known for excellence in providing a learn-by-doing education that graduates professionals who make meaningful contributions to the workforce and society beginning day one. Employers tell us Cal Poly grads take 6 to 12 months less training. We've got to spread that word beyond certain areas where we now are known. Our students, faculty, staff, and our programs are all examples of excellence. It's been amazing to interact with the parents and students coming from all states, coming from all over California, how they value what you provide, what you as faculty and staff provide. One main way we can improve is by telling our story in a cohesive and consistent manner. So, in the coming months, when you hear about our branding efforts, please know this is just a way to focus our creativity in telling a unified Cal Poly story. At a practical level, this will involve strategically aligning our university communications and engaging our alumni in a more unified and focused way. These actions will invariably require change, so I'm requesting your patience and cooperation. As Keith put it, don't hang up on branding. Don't hang up. The provost and vice presidents are eager to help. As you develop the picture of your unit in 2022, I hope you will work with them to ensure that it contributes to the Learn by Doing story about Cal Poly that deserves national attention. Now, I don't want to keep you much longer, especially because awaiting us in the lobbies of this building is a wonderful reception. We wanted to treat you this year to products from local purveyors with strong ties to Cal Poly. We're excited to have so many San Luis Obispo County purveyors on campus today, in addition to our wonderful support from our own campus catering for the reception. We hope you will enjoy this experience as well as the chance to interact, and please don't forget to welcome new faculty and staff and congratulate our honorees. I will end my remarks now and turn it back to Gary and Joy to officially close this year's general session. Before I leave you, I want to thank you again for your hard work and your dedication to our students. Because of you, it's easy for me to show the outside world how important Cal Poly is to California and to our nation. Thank you. Have a great year.
Thank you, President Armstrong. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. You are all invited to attend the university reception in each of the PAC's 3 lobbies. You will notice in your program a map of the lobbies listed on several campus and external vendors will be present at those locations. We are very excited this year that President and Mrs. Armstrong are hosting this reception at which we can enjoy a variety of local products.
In the various lobbies, there is wine tasting, beer tasting, non-alcoholic refreshments, sliders from campus catering, and some desserts and other delicious tastings from local purveyors. If you're lucky enough to look under 30, be prepared to show your ID. As you leave Harman Hall, please find a glass pickup table at which you can get a tasting glass and then enjoy. You will notice on your reception map that we had planned to have some refreshments on the 3rd floor lobby. Unfortunately, the elevator that goes to that floor is broken. So we have moved everything from the 3rd floor down to the lower lobbies. The service elevator is still working, and you can use it to get to the 2nd floor lobby. I know President and Mrs. Armstrong are looking forward to seeing everybody. Please join me in thanking them for the wonderful reception that awaits us.
Almost done. I would like to remind you to visit the food pantry table on the 1st floor lobby. The students at that table have information about the pantry, but also about how to help students who are in crisis for many different reasons. And on behalf of students, I just want to thank you again so much for all that you do. You are the ones that define the Cal Poly experience for students, and you are the people that make this place the outstanding university that it is. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And this now concludes the general session of Fall Conference. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.